Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse and DPayne.
Dobry den. Vitayu. Or privet. Which is good day / hello. Hello formal and hello informal in Ukrainian. That came out a whole lot better than the other one. Russian. Privet is that I'm like, I said privet before. So did you, because I made you say that the one time, and you said it a whole lot better than me. I remember this. I also just remembered to mute my phone.
Well, good thing you remembered as we're just getting started out. For anyone who is new here, we're both streamers who like to talk on topics voted on by the community. This week it was Disney villains versus socks. And socks we've had on the list for a very, very, very long time. But Disney villains won the vote, so that's what we'll be talking about today. And I know DPayne did ask me for clarification on it, and we'll go into it once we actually jump into our discussion. But first, announcements.
Yep. So if you guys listened for the past couple weeks, you heard us talking about our charity event with a whole bunch of other streamers over on Twitch. Yeah. In short, y'all went nuts.
Yeah, that's putting it simply.
Yeah, so for people, I don't know if we actually ever said the actual amount we were shooting for on the podcast, but when we set it up, it was like, let's shoot for 1,000, because last year, like, we hit like around 800 something, and we're like, yeah, we can definitely hit 1,000. Let's do this. Right now we're recording this on Saturday, so there's at least one more day.
I thought today was is today the final day?
Oh yes, today's the final day.
Okay.
Oh, I said this wrong, didn't I? Anywho, Saturday, April 27th. April.
Wow, in the future.
February 27th. So when this comes out, it will already be done. But yeah, we are now sitting at $2,142 for the NAACP. Yeah. I'm looking into my turned off webcam to stare you all in your virtual eyes and say, wow. Yeah, like it's one of the things where I always try to be positive and saying, like, and use words of, yeah, we're totally gonna hit this and stuff when talking to anybody. I think Hop's actually been in, like, I think it's in a few of our conversations where I'll start to say if, and I was like, no, win. And that's like, I don't know, it's just like one of those like brain goblin things I have to say for me to stay on track. And anyway, it's pretty crazy. And so for people who weren't able to just only listen to us in podcast form, just to let y'all know kind of the timeline, because it's crazy, where we were sitting there, and I think Tuesday we were sitting at like
700?
Yeah, $700, high 600. Yeah, it was 700. And we're like, wow, this is crazy. Like, it's like, okay, I think we're probably gonna hit it. And then it was Wednesday. One of the other people's like posted in our Discord, yeah, so someone just dropped $1,000, and we're all like, what? Excuse me. And then yeah, then just it's been real neat, just the past couple days, just seeing that hit 2,000. And actually, Hop, I didn't tell you this, but it was just last night, I'm like, I don't know, what should we, I feel like we should just try to have another milestone marker. And I was like, I don't know. And originally I was thinking like 2,500, huh? And Knight, who was in there, is like, no, man, you got to shoot big. You got to shoot real big. And I'm like, guy, we thought 1,000 was big.
Yeah. We've already blew our expectations out of the water.
And so he's like, you got to shoot big. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to roll this dice. Well, not dice, just a die. And I'm like, the next goal that we have set is if we hit $3,000, me, Knight, and I think another streamer are going to be doing a Bob Ross painting co-stream.
That's fun.
But yeah, it was like, I was like, I don't know, should I do 2,500? And he's like, you got to do big. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, guys, we have a tough decision. Let's leave this up to the die. I was like, since 25 is an odd number and 30 is an even number, that is what it's going to correspond to. And I rolled an even number. And yeah, so that's the next goal. We'll see if it happens. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
think I only just came out with a $2,000 goal, so there's that.
Yeah.
If you guys are insane enough in this final day, unfortunately for those listening to the podcast, it will have already been done.
Hmm.
But I mean, always feel free to contribute directly to whichever charities you want to support.
Yeah. So, but it's honestly for anyone that is listening here, um, I don't know. I think sometimes, at least for me, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I think last time I said I'm not gonna put words into Hop's mouth. She's like, "Why would I be against saying that?" But I'm not gonna say words for Hop. Where it's just, I feel like sometimes pointless discourse, like because I don't know. I think last year we put out the official tweet for the charity, and then this year we also put out the official kind of, "Hey, we're starting" tweet. Sometimes it feels like, I don't know. In my head, it feels like we're um the guy that shoots the pistol at the beginning of the race. Like it's on, and so it's just like, I don't know. It There was a thought in there, and then my brain was trying to figure out what the pistol dude's name was. We'll call him Pistol Pete, but it was just I don't know. It's just crazy where it's just like just seeing everyone come together, and I don't know. It's like the most successful charity I was part of, and they all have been successful. Not to say that none of them were, but like this one's nuts.
Yeah, this one like last year's, like you said, it was only about 800, and then you also have your individual charity event that you do
Hmm.
every year.
The Charity Palooza.
Yeah, I agree though. The only charity things I have been a part of so far though are with the real We Are One group, and yeah, it's every year I'm like, okay, I think I understand how this is gonna go and how to prepare, and then people are so generous, and I'm like, you guys, I can't keep up with all of this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just great.
Yeah, it
Uh
feels good.
mhm. But but yeah, for sure it's we're doing that, and it's like, I don't know. I For anyone, like, I know I say this on stream, and like I believe I told Hop this in the past, and so it's not like really a big secret, but it's like for me, I'm very particular on the amount of charity events that I do because I used to be part of a stream team way back in the day that like that was their whole persona, and it literally killed the channel and like the whole vibe by the time I got in there. And so it's like it like really burned out the audience. So it's just like I'm very, very particular on how many charity events I actually take part in and promote because like if that's all you do, like there's been a study on it where people are like, yeah, no, that's if like literally that's all you do, like there will be a point where you burn out your audience because like they've given so much and then it's just like you keep asking more. And so I don't know. There are some channels that are able to do that pretty well, but it's just like they're uh I don't know. It's a lot. It's a rarity. And so just it's one of those things that like I don't know that I pay attention to make sure that that's the case to make sure that we're not burning out streamers and viewers and all that stuff. But it's just like a lot. There's not a lot of work, but there's still a pretty decent amount of work that goes into setting up the We Are One charity event. And it's just like at the end of it, I'm like, it's just nice.
Yeah. I mean, even beyond that, like you said, with the community, people can only be generous for so much before they have to step back and go, oh, this impacts my wallet too much. I'd love to give, but I can't anymore.
Yeah.
So there's that as well. But
Yeah.
we always
Because like
appreciate everything that anyone gives us, even if it's just sharing more of what we do, like spreading it to more people.
mhm. Like that was something I was telling people right at the start, where I was like, yeah, because I had someone that comes in and I know they're a little bit younger and they're from the UK and they're just like, they're like, yeah, it's like I don't have any money to give or anything like that, and I'm just like, okay, it's all good. Um, Even though, and then it was, I don't know, it felt like it went into a little mini therapy session for him. Um, guys, please don't treat streamers as unpaid therapy, because not everyone is like, I have a little bit of training in it, but it's like not there's just some streamers that probably shouldn't be giving mental health advice by hearing how they go. But it was definitely one of those things like, God, you're not worthless. You just this is your life situation right now. Just like and just spending time in chat and sharing and reposting and all that. It's just like that is also a good help, because it's like I think what I told the person on stream is like, you have connections and will reach people that just in reality I never will, and you are getting the word out there. And it's like, you might not be able to donate, or maybe even your direct friend might not be able to donate, but say your friend also shares that information, and that could lead to someone who can. And it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were about to say something, but then I kept talking.
No, you're fine. But I was just gonna say that when it comes to treating streamers as unpaid therapists, it's more we don't always have answers. We know we're we're your buddy and we're your friend and we're willing to say and go, oh yeah, that sounds like a rough time. But yeah, I've encountered people where it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I don't want to say something harmful, but don't have anything good to contribute.
Yeah. Like, even like I guess just for clarification on my and like my I don't have any official training. It's actually something the past couple months I'm like, I want to do more reading on this. And then I opened up Audacity and I see like the one book is like Atomic Habits, and I'm like, I don't remember buying that. Didn't you buy?
I listened to that, yeah.
I think I already owned it, or I don't know. I bought it because you're like, this helped. I'm like, okay. There's a lot of books, or not a lot of books, because Hop doesn't tell me a lot of the books that she reads. But that was like, I don't know. There's a few times like Hop's like, this helped, and I looked and I'm like, okay. and then
Yeah,
I'll forget it.
I listen to a lot of self-help things. I haven't in a little bit. I've been back to reading some fiction books. I go back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still working. Finally, Audacity fixed their app. No, not Audacity. Audible. Audible fixed their app. Because before I couldn't listen to any offline stuff I
Oh.
downloaded. So like I would open up the apps like, you're not online, and it just shut off. I'm like, guy, that's the whole reason for downloading it.
Yeah, I downloaded the book, so I don't need to use my internet.
And I also found out that apparently I have a audio book of learning Japanese that I don't remember buying.
Hmm.
But I'm like, well, guess I'll start this eventually. Why not? It's like, well, I'd much rather learn to read was it kanji?
They have hiragana and kanji, I
Hiragana.
believe.
Yeah. But like I think I would rather learn to read that, so that way I don't have to wait for things to be translated. I could read raws.
You can read all your manga as soon as it's out.
Yeah. Read that, and then I don't know. I would also like to learn how to read Korean, because there's a lot of Korean stuff that I've been enjoying, but they don't seem to. They're starting to get a little bit better with translations, but it's just like they're not as big as the mangas.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole nother story. And if you give me a second, I'm just going to boost my volume a little bit on Audacity, because for some reason it's a little bit the wobblies are a little bit quiet on my end.
Oh, I keep closing it out, so I have no idea how my wobblies are. So have fun in post, DPayne.
Yeah, I normally don't look at it, but I was. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I'd say hit something on my box thing, and I bumped it down lower, so that way I wasn't clipping audio. But then in recording Audacity, I have to like boost the volume.
Gotcha.
But yeah, guys, in short, man, I sound real low energy today, but I don't feel low energy. Oh, I remember the thing I wanted to mention before the podcast. Okay, I'll mention it real quick. So I for some reason my brain before I woke up decided is like, hey, it's 3:00. Hop already messaged you late. You're super late. And I'm like, no, I'm not. You're super late. I'm like, brain, what are you doing? I know. It's like, no, you don't know. And I'm like, okay. And then I woke up and I'm like, what time is it? And I'm just like, what is going on? And like, I looked at my phone. There's like already a whole bunch of like text messages and stuff from other people. I didn't have any Discord messages, so I'm like, okay, I know that's not Hop telling me that I'm late. And then I'm like, it's taking 10 o'clock. Brain,
Brain, calm down.
what are you doing? He's like, no, it's 3. I'm like, I can see the time, brain. Get out of here. um, so yeah, my brain actively trying to sabotage me.
No sleep for DPayne.
Actually, I turning off all light that comes into my bedroom, I fall asleep super fast now.
Nice.
Who knew that just taping towels to my window was all I needed?
A true solution.
I was like, I'll show you lights. The other quick announcements is we good English. Maybe I am tired. I don't know. I don't feel tired. I do like I can hear my voice. I sound very low energy. I'm gonna blame singing to Ghost last night.
Ah, yes, fair. That's fair.
Yeah, there's a clip of me because we were talking about country music, because one of the ghosts sounded like a country singer. And I quickly found out that when I put singing behind a paywall, my brain just wants to sing all the time. And so I was singing the whole time, and then there's a clip of me calling everyone watching a cheapskate because I'm giving them this song for free. But I don't know. Phasmophobia is a game that I didn't expect for me to have so much fun and get so much content out of, but I do. And oh man, I love that game. But anyway, so for the charity event, going back to that, there was 2 things that you guys have unlocked for donating, and one of them was Monster Prom, which the 13th, right? Is that what
That's our current date for the 13th, yes.
13th, we're going to be doing that.
Of March.
Of March, yes. I don't know a lot about this game. So, what is Monster Prom?
Monster Prom is a visual novel dating sim in which all the monsters are in high school and you're a fellow high school student. Also, everyone is over 18 because and you're trying
Just
to
cause.
well, they explain the situations and things happening. And you're trying your best to get a date with one of them to prom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just find it funny because I think it was in the last TFT stream, I think Hop said like, yeah, I like dating sims. I think it was on the lines of that. And then I remember, and DPayne likes to do funny voices. And I was sitting there, I'm like, that's not what you told me when we were going to do this. It's like, this is romance, and we know how DPayne does romance.
I was gonna say, do you not plan on doing silly voices for all the
Oh
characters?
no, there's definitely going to be silly voices, but that's not how it was. That's not how it was sold to me. Just like DPayne, let's make you suffer with romance. Which I do know a little bit about this game because I did watch you play it, and it's just like romance. I don't know if I think romance is a part of it, but it's like there's just so much like bonkers stuff going on there that it's not like
yeah, it's not
romance.
like super gushy, corny. It's just a funny game, yeah.
So, but yeah, so that will be happening on the 13th. And there should be a few friends that might join us, and I think we'll have a time set next week. So we'll let you guys know when that should be start, or just look on twitter.com/pointlessdisco or Hops and I's socials or Discord channels for information on that. But however, there was something that came before that, which little did we know, UPS or whoever it was like, sup suckers, here's Hop Soda. And what originally was going to be later is now going to be next Saturday, is the Cursed Soda Pointless Discourse live stream.
So you guys can watch us live suffer as we sip sodas and just try to rank them amongst each other.
Yeah. Active food poisoning live on the internet. So yeah, that is going to be happening. And let's see. I know we mentioned a few of them on stream, but there are such flavors as birthday cake, carrot cake, and coffee cake. I think lemon meringue pie. I can't remember the rest. I think
Yeah,
there's an
there's like
apple
a
pie.
strawberry shortcake maybe.
I don't know. I'll admit. I think that one's gonna be like
If
low
it's like a
key
strawberry
surprising.
cream soda, fine. Because like I
Yeah.
like orange cream
Oh
sodas.
yeah. hmm Same here. I don't know. I think that one's gonna be like it's either gonna be real bad or pretty good.
Or maybe okay. You'll have
Yeah.
to tune in next week to find out.
Yeah, and that's gonna be well, whatever time we say, probably will start 30 minutes afterwards. 30 minutes to an hour after we say, because we'll keep talking.
All right, so what actually typically we used to do this podcast live if you didn't ever watch us live. And basically what we do is we kind of chat in the beginning to allow people to come in. I think what you said the planned start time will be 2 Eastern Standard that we'll try to be live.
Yeah, so if you're like, I can't make it at 2, well, good luck, because soda sipping and actual podcast start probably earliest won't happen until 2:30. But we'll say 2.
Yeah, so if you want to make sure you're there and don't miss anything, aim to be around at either
At-
either one of our channels. We also I know like the ads and stuff, like the ad blocker yell thing has been getting worse for Twitch.
yeah, it's getting
So
real bad. It's
so
been showing up on actual Twitch channels.
yeah, so will any of the multi-stream things actually work well?
Um, hmm. Honestly, I think the best way it's going to work is excuse me, that we go and we just tell them if you want to see both reactions, um go and like have the multi-stream up like kind of muted, or I don't know. It's just like every solution I'm thinking of is like I don't know. It's just have both streams open. But we'll do some research and I don't know. I think the one we're using is possibly the best option.
Okay, because I think I've gotten messages on there as
Oh yeah,
well.
same here, but I think we're getting messages everywhere. I was reading on a little bit about it yesterday and well, technically this morning. And it's something with like it's something within the code that they're sending out. But apparently apparently there's a lot of complaints that are happening and partners complaining, so it seems like if there's enough upset partners then things change, not so much if affiliates and stuff change, but that's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, for anyone that isn't aware what that is, basically with trying to be able to make ad revenue, you know, like a lot of other platforms like YouTube and such have a lot of ad revenue that they earn for the platform by people saying like, "Hey, can we pay for ad space?" Um if you Twitch used to, it felt like they only attacked third-party platforms where you would try to use like restream technology or multi-stream technology to be able to, you know, like if you wanted to have people get to watch both of you, then you would use this stuff. And they used to get pop-ups to say, "Hey, your experience would be better if you just watch directly from Twitch," because then that would force people to watch ads. And now on actual streams, if you have ad blocker, then Twitch is like, "Hey, it'd be better if you didn't have ad blocker."
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole a whole
Yeah.
to do.
And the funny thing is, to my knowledge, I don't have ad block on.
Mm-hmm.
I never set one up. So unless Firefox has a built-in ad blocker I don't know about, like there's nothing I can do. I don't have anything set up.
Yeah. And so you're just gonna get pop-ups randomly that are like, "Hey guy."
Yeah. So
And it blocks you from being able to watch.
yeah, it's actually like negatively affecting where people like are leaving channels. I'm like, I just went to bed. I can't watch, so I'm just going to bed.
Yeah. And I can't blame viewers.
Well, you could, but it wouldn't be helpful.
Well, I mean, I opened up a news article for the cursed pizza and it said, "Hey, if you don't want or turn off ad blocker or subscribe to the newspaper." So I just closed the article.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Who wants to read anyway? That's why they have audiobooks.
It's a shame they don't have audio recipes on cursed Fruit Loop pizza.
Said by Microsoft Sam.
Yeah, so if you ever need cursed foods, apparently my Discord is the place for it.
Yeah, that's not frosting. That's actual cheese.
Uh...
If you guys want to know what that is, someone made a Fruit Loop pizza.
A restaurant, not just somebody.
Well, somebody had to make it.
Oh, that's true. But I just mean it's not some home cook that's like, hey, you should make this. Like, no, a restaurant's like, we're trying to sell this to people, which feels more cursed to me.
Yeah. So it's hold on, let's see. Oh, no one commented on it past what you wrote. I just know that a normal in your Discord was like, I was not willing to go and read more, and I was like, I will.
I'll be the person. But yeah.
I'll
All right.
any the person who made my background. I'll do it for you, guy.
I still don't know if he knows.
Yeah, I kind of like it more that he doesn't. It's just like, yep. So, anywho, I believe those are all the announcements. Yeah, if you guys want to, I don't know, I know we also say this at the end, but yeah, if you guys want to leave a review or anything, we will read that if it has words uh, on in the podcast. Any 5-star reviews or really any appropriate star reviews. And yeah, we will read that up on there, or if you leave us a comment on the Twitters and stuff. So
And our
thankful.
Twitter is twitter.com/pointlessdisco.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we're thankful that and grateful for anyone who listens. I don't know, it's just I early this episode when we were recording, I made it was like, oh, people I know listen to, and his Hop's like, you already knew that people you knew listened, and I was like, shh. But yeah, but are we ready to roll some die?
Yes, so anyone who is newer here, like I said, we're talking about Disney villains today. And the way that we figure out the order in which we talk about the topics, either who goes first, and also if we talk about our favorites or least favorites first, is determined by a dice roll, much like in initiative order in like Pathfinder, D&D, other role-playing games. I rolled, and I don't think you could beat me.
Sorry, there's children yelling.
I thought you had I thought you closed your window earlier.
No, I dropped my die. No, I opened it because I'm like, well, it's warm out, so let's get fresh smell. And then I was like, hey, yeah, we're pretty good. There's not a lot of noises, and I hear, ah! I'm like, child, we're recording. Shut your lips.
They should know.
Okay, you think I can't beat you?
Hmm.
Well, how does a natural 16 fail me?
It does, because a natural 20.
Yeah, I had an assumption that's what it was going to be.
Yeah, so 27.
Well, we still talk about our good. We talk about our good ones first, because I rolled an even number.
Yeah, so, okay. So I actually, for mine, I have a really long list of ones I liked, and I had a terrible time trying to narrow it down. Because, I feel like there's a lot of them that I think that at least earlier Disney, I didn't really consider any newer movies, because when I think Disney, I just think back to my childhood. I feel like lot of them,
what's newer?
Well, like Frozen and
oh yeah, oh man, that's another funny story about Frozen. Anyway,
but you know what I mean. There's a lot of Disney
yes.
movies still in production. But yeah, so I went to my childhood. I think I decided my runner-up is Ursula as my favorite.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Ursula, she has so much personality. She has so much spunk. I think her villain song is among my favorites for all of them. Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I know of Little Mermaid, but I didn't watch a lot of Little Mermaid growing up, being in a family of all boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I think I have seen the movie at least once, but I'll admit, a lot of my Ursula references come from Kingdom Hearts.
And I think they did her justice.
Oh yeah, just I don't know. I'm trying to fight the urge to do any of the voices. So. But go ahead.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I don't know why it is that I gravitate towards her. Like I think even when I was in Disney World, our friends were like, "Oh, we should go watch a show because it's like a variety show, but they have all the villains kind of come and do like their stage songs, and all the tentacles came out the stage, and I was like, they're gonna do Poor Unfortunate Souls, and then they didn't, and I was like, they didn't do Poor Unfortunate Souls. Yeah, I don't like she. She's so spunky, and her reasons to be evil make sense to me, in the
Mhm.
sense that it's just she wants to be seen, heard, and noticed. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That feels like normal reasons for you to end up being a villain because you can't get it any other way.
Yep. Oh, wait, can I quick jump in real quick? Because there was something kind of important that we said we were going to mention at the beginning, but we didn't.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So we are literally doing just Disney villains. We're not doing any Star Wars or Marvel spin-offs. Um, because in reality they could be their own thing. But yeah, we if anyone's like, why didn't you mention the Darth Jar Jars or whoever? It's just like, no, we're literally just sticking mainline Disney. I don't know if either one of us has Pixar in there, but I don't know. I consider that close enough to Disney.
No, I did not consider Pixar because I consider Pixar its own thing, and
Yeah.
also to go align with that announcement
Oh,
of the types of villains we were discussing. I also said I haven't watched a lot of Star Wars or Marvel to be able to be. Oh, I have an opinion on this guy.
I'm deleting my runner up. He was a Pixar.
Oh, I mean, you can still mention him.
Nope, it's gone.
Okay.
um, but no, it kind of fits in with my who are my good ones. Oops, who my good ones are. I don't know. We'll get to that when it's my turn.
Okay.
But yeah. Um but yeah. So in that way it's just I don't like because I know when we mentioned the episode there were people in my chat that were like, oh man, bringing in Star Wars. I'm like, no.
I mean, yeah,
So
like when I think Star Wars, I
like
know Disney World has Star Wars in it now, but it's don't consider it the same.
mm-hmm. So but yeah, it's yeah, I just wanted to get that out
The
at the
clarification, yeah.
start. Yep. So back to Ursula.
Yeah, Ursula, I just always thought she was fun and interesting, and there's a lot of villains. I mean, they'll come up where I just feel like they were just like, they're the bad guy. I'm like, why? And they're like, because they're bad. I'm like, but why? They're like, bad. Just believe us, they're bad people. But Ursula, I don't know, she also feels like she's not purely evil. She's just anti Ariel. And with Ariel's dumb decisions, I don't fault Ursula for being like, oh, honey. Well, if you're this desperate, then let's
Yeah.
make a deal.
Okay, so I don't care if we spoil this, and I don't.
I don't think that we should worry about any spoilers for
Yes,
any classic Disney.
yes. I literally the way Ursula gets beat in my head is that a child with a key bashes her in the eyes until she dies, which I know that's not how it happens in the movie. Like literally, how does she lose?
um, I have to remind myself honestly. Let me take a.
So while you're looking that up, the reason why Ursula, like in my head, like looking at a lot of the classic Disney villains, like I think except for plot armor, like she legitimately accomplished her goal. Like she got all the things, and it's just like the fact that like I think it's you're evil, so you can't win is the only reason she didn't win.
Yeah, I remember. So they do the whole voice thing, and then she tries to steal her man's, and then I just can't remember what happens between
Well,
her trying
she
to
gets the
steal her
trident.
man's.
Doesn't she get the trident?
Let me read the plot, because
Okay.
I'm sure Wiki has the full.
Because okay, so while you're looking that up, I just remember I do remember seeing it, and she's just like just like I'm Ursula. Look at my lizards. Oh wait, no, they're eels.
Yeah, those
and
are
then
eels.
and then and then it's just like, yep, I'm big. And then just like
Yeah, so at Ursula's urging, Triton agrees to take Ariel's place as Ursula's prisoner, giving up his trident to her.
coward.
She
Anyway.
turns him into a little polyp thing and loses his authority over Atlantica. Ursula declares herself the new ruler, but before she can use the trident, then Ariel comes in and Ursula tries to kill Eric, but Ariel intervenes, causing Ursula to inadvertently kill Flotsam and Jetsam.
So she kills her pets, and that's why she loses.
Let's see. Let's read a little bit more. Just as then moves on to say, just as Ursula is about to kill Ariel, Eric commandeers a wrecked ship and kills Ursula by impaling her with its splintered bowsprit. But bowsprit? The boat. So yeah, Eric just boops her with a boat, and then they win.
I'm looking up the end of Little Mermaid. Let's see, ending a Little Mermaid. Yeah, there she is. Big. Mute you, because even though it won't get recorded. Oh, get out of here, you dumb ad. I'm not gonna say what kind of ad because I'm not giving you free real estate on our podcast.
Yeah, no free advertising, guys.
But no. Okay. Put crown on head. Hold on. What does she even sound like?
She has a good evil laughter.
Yeah. I heard it. Yep, she got a good laugh. Oh. Ariel, you're like 20 pounds of fish. You're not winning against Ursula. She's big.
She's 16 too. I think at least they say that she's 16 in the movie. I know the fable is probably different.
Mm-hmm. All right, come on. Let's fast forward to this. I don't care about Eric. What? Oh, they're in a hot tub of the ocean now. Nope, there she is. She's big. I also like looking at these giant shindigs because it's like I like the old animations because it's like, man, it's really cool seeing like just looking at the animation. That's a good screenshot right there.
Screenshot material.
Well, it was a good picture of like just how the shadows and lighting are working. Okay, there we go. So Ariel really doesn't do much of anything.
No.
Okay. She's just holding on to it. You're a fish person. Why are you sitting on a rock? All right. I'm on. Let's go a little bit farther. There's things that just don't make sense to me. Why? Well, she is 16, brain fully not developed. Okay, yep, ship is turning. It's like a WWE thing. I don't get it. Why does she not like? She literally saw like Eric like earlier behind her.
I mean, it's like you said, like, I don't disagree that it feels like plot armor that she had to lose, and they were like, how can we make her lose?
Yeah, like at least it took a boat.
A full boat.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and then she's just smoky. Okay. I do like as I was watching, I'm like, I'm remembering this now a little bit more. But yeah. I don't know, guys. You watch the ending of that on the YouTubes. It's like it's very clear, like earlier, like she has her back to Eric, and then Spidey senses Eric and turns around, is like, "Go get him, my water lizards."
Eels.
Yeah, I remember it was called eels, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I remember I called him something. What did I call him earlier? Go, my water lizards, attack that man, and then it's like, okay, and then she's just shooting lasers at Ariel and gets literally hit right in the front with big old boat. Ursula should have won.
She should have won.
I did forget that she made herself into a land walker and just used Ariel's voice to steal Ariel's boy.
Yeah, she like entranced him with her voice and was like, "I'ma steal your man's."
How old is Eric?
I want to say he should be 20. Because he's like a retired sailor or something. Not even retired, but he was like a sailor prince kind of thing.
Oh, let's go to the wiki.
I feel like I don't want to know his age because I feel like every Disney princess movie, when you find out how old the love interest is compared to the princess, you're like, because isn't Snow White 14?
I don't. Oh man, that's. I don't even know. I thought she was at least, well, 14 is technically a teenager.
14 is a teenager, yes.
Okay, he's 17.
He's supposed to be 17? He does not look 17.
Age was different back in the whatever age this was.
Whatever year.
Okay, his cameo in the Little Mermaid series is 17. He's 18 in the movie. And then in the Little Mermaid 2, he's 19, but later 31.
I mean, yeah, because I think 2 is when they have a daughter. You know, all those
Yeah.
Disney sequels that I did not watch.
So I'm not even looking to look up Snow White unless we have to. I don't want to think about that. But
I could
yes,
be wrong, but
but yeah, no, Ursula was. I'm like, I was definitely thinking. I'm like, because my brain was like, Ursula, like, she should have won. Like, I remember thinking it through there, but I'm like, I don't remember.
yeah, I
I
couldn't
don't.
remember how she lost without looking it up.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's definitely one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it's I don't remember watching it as much, or like I remember watching it once, and so I'm like, no, there's other villains that are a little bit more memorable, but it was like definitely one of those things where I'm sitting there, I'm like, huh, where is she? She's definitely up there.
Yeah. So who's your runner up?
My runner up. This is probably hold on, I'm looking at this is the newest the newest movie on my list.
Okay.
Um it's another woman. A lady by the name of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
She's in my separate category of villains I like, but for certain reasons. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's great.
I think she's great. I do think that a lot of her time on screen is definitely elevated by just the slapstick humor of Kronk. But like it's definitely one of those things, like, yeah, she lost because of plot armor and just definitely stupidity on by her people. But it's just this statement will make sense by, and this will probably give away who my number one is. But I like the villains that, like, they're just not straight up like evil and all that. They're like, I'm gonna like do my plans and everything, but I'm gonna be funny and have fun while doing it. And like it's just a humorous adaptation of them. So, but it's just like I remember seeing, I think, something on Twitter where it's just like yeah, Yzma, like she's kind of crazy. The fact, like, I thought it was hilarious, and like I'm like, I don't know why she could have lost, like the fact that she was like able to do like jump rope with Krunk in the middle of there, and they're just like, wait a second, you have the problem that she lost of that. It's not the fact that this like almost near death woman is running, doing cartwheels, and doing jump rope with like with no brakes or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But but no, like even just thinking about her character, it's just like, yeah, up front, like she's the advisor, and she's very well respected in the kingdom. But then it's like this whole other side where she's a mad scientist, and like no one knows
Yeah, her
except for
going into her secret lab with her lab
yes,
coat and her oversized gloves.
yeah, and it's just like, why do we even have that lever? um, which I think that like that alligator, I think that's like the same, like like they drew the same alligator from Captain Hook.
Wouldn't surprise me that Disney does love like their little Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Yzma, I remember I watched a lot of Emperor's New Groove, and um I do like all the characters in the movie. Like I think Cusco, who is David Spade, and then I don't know who plays I'm Pancha.
Oh, Jim Goodman or
Goodman was sticking out in my head. I can look it up real quick.
like I can picture him like as an actor because he's also like does a lot of
My head was thinking, oh yeah, it
comedies.
is John Goodman.
John Goodman, not Jim. John.
Yeah, like John Goodman was sticking in my head. I'm like, that I don't know. Didn't sound right in my head, but it's right.
And then Kronk is, I think his name is Patrick Walburn, who also does a lot of
Yep.
acting.
Warburton.
Walburn,
Yeah. It's
like the human adaptation of the flea, and
he's in Venture Brothers as Brock Sampson.
that's also a fantastic character.
Um, I'm on the IMDb right now, just like scrolling through. But yeah, you know what? I should just leave the IMDb page up so I can just type it in there when we gotta look stuff up. But yeah, it's just like those four mains are just great. I like, and I that movie hits a lot of like the humor lines that I like, where it's just like there's the whole scene where it's just like I remember seeing this as a kid and I was cracking up about it, and then it's weird just seeing people like, "How did I miss this? This is hilarious!" And it just might be youngins just watching the movie, but like when they try to poison Cusco, and Kron can't remember where he put what, which one he put the poison in, and so he just mixes them all together, and then they all like fake drinking it, and then if you look behind them, the plant that the drink was poured into turns into a llama, and
Oh.
there's something else that turns into a llama like behind the two of them, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just like in the background, and it's like you can't see it. Like yeah, Yuzma throws the drink into it, but it's I don't know, it's just funny, one of those things. Like I just love the movie, and then it's just um she always sticks out in my head, where it's just like I don't know. The one of the other lines that just pops into my head that cracks me up is like when they like throw all these potions at the transformation potions at the guards, and they all turn into different animals, and they're like it's like, what are you doing? Go get them. He's like, I was like turned into a cow and this is a lot for me. Can I go home? He's like, yes, you are excused. Anyone else have any problems? No, no, we're pretty good. He's like, get them. Just and then she gets turned into a cat, and um then there's like the whole gig, the whole little bit where she's like, you weren't expecting this, and it's just like lifts up her dress to reveal a knife, and they're all like, yeah, okay. And so um even in the second one, like, which is like Kronk's new groove, like they continue her story where she's still evil, and like Kronk is trying to like get on the right side of the law and everything, and like trying to like get away from Yuzuma, and like she's just like she's still evil. Like they kick her out, and she's just living in the sewers. Like, I'm going to poison Cusco, and you're gonna help me. She's like, I don't think so. But he's just like, I don't know. It's just like she's just she's the right levels of insane and funny, and like I don't know. It like just her whole character cracked me up.
No, yeah, Yzma is hilarious, and I do agree though that Kronk really helps her shine. But even if Kronk isn't there, she still just has so many good lines and quips. Isn't she voiced by a famous comedian?
Give me a sec. I still have the IMDb up. Um, Eartha Kitt.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have to look at a picture because I recognize the name.
Um,
Oh, singer.
whoa. Oh, she passed away. Like, interesting. She was born in 1927. That is quite the background.
And she's got. I looked at the list at first. I said singer, and then as soon as I opened all of it, they're like singer, actor, comedian. I was like, oh, okay. She has a lot. Because I knew the
Yeah.
name. I think I know the name more as a singer than everything else, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I only know of her as Yzma. Um, yeah, that's I don't know. That's definitely a person to read a little bit about her background. It's crazy. Like in short, she I'll just bring it back up so I don't misquote. It's saying that she was born out of wedlock, literally in cotton fields in South Carolina. And yeah, apparently her mom who's African American and a Cherokee Native American. Dad's unknown, and yeah, she was given away by her mother too. And yeah, so Eartha Kitt went to Harlem at the age of 9, and yeah, and at 15 quit to work in a factory, and in the 1950s, yeah, she started singing and dancing to make a living and started touring. It's crazy.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah. Oh, she was Catwoman in Batman,
Which Batman?
1966.
Okay, I was trying to think. I was like, so many Batman versions.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. Um, but yeah, that I don't know. I don't. There's without like repeating scenes, like because Yzma is definitely more. I feel like more of a comedic thing because that movie is a lot more of like the growing, like David Spade's character growing up.
Oh yeah, he has to learn that without all of his, emperor perks, he has to learn how to survive.
And like relate with people and everything. And then it's just like there's side story B where like it just cuts back like I think halfway in the movie, and she's like sitting in the chair like like setting everything, like repainting, um like just setting everything up to be Yzma. And then it's just like Krong's like might still be alive. And they're like, what? then, and so I don't know, there's just like a lot of humor in that movie that I like. And I don't know, it's a lot of the other villains in Disney, I think at that point was just like, nah, they evil, and they are like they just real bad, and they're like they're going to do anything to get their way. In a sense, Yzma is another character that does get what she wants, even if it's for a little while.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, like and then it's just like I don't know. I guess the other thing I also do like about her is that it's just not like she sends guards or other people to take care of her. She's like, I'm going to take care of this myself, and you're helping me, Kronk. And so, but yeah, Yzma, she's a character I enjoy a lot. So, what's your number one?
All right, my number one. So I had a lot of like different ideas going in, like who should my number one actually be. And I just settled on. I think I settled on whoever has the music that I really like for them. But that usually because I think the music and the character is built up so well that it just sticks to me.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's gonna be Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's a Disney movie. In my head, like I know Tim Burton made it, and so
It is. Just... Yeah, it is owned by Disney, I believe.
Yeah, it's in Kingdom Hearts. It's just one of those things. I'm like, I think that did come to my head, but it was like, I don't know. In my head, like it's not. I know it's in the Disney umbrella, but it's not a Disney movie. Like I agree with you. It's good, and I do like Oogie Boogie. It's just the way my brain is wired.
No, I mean, like, yeah, it's not an animated Disney movie, but it is in.
It's in Disney.
Yeah, it's in Disney.
Made in the Kingdom Hearts.
And it's not a random acquisition. Yeah. Star Wars, Marvel. Everything else. Fox.
China.
All of it?
I don't know. That might be the other way around.
But yeah,
ABC. No. There we go. They own that one now.
That's right. I forgot about that. And then National Geographic too, I think, because you can get that on Disney Plus.
They own The Simpsons.
Yeah, I said Fox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another thing I forget, that Simpsons is part of Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people have pointed out that technically they own Firefly, so
yeah, I hope they don't touch that. Like it's been too long. Just let it go.
Leave it alone. Yeah, but yeah, Oogie Boogie for me, he's just such a fun character, and it's another one of those things where like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's not ultimate evil. He's not just trying to be the bad guy. He just wants to mess with Jack Skellington.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Everyone in Halloween Town does, at their core.
Yeah, they all want to be the Pumpkin King, and Jack's like, "No, I'm main character. Get out of here, suckers."
And then he's like, I've been Pumpkin King for so long. Let's try doing Christmas." And they're like,
"Yeah."
I don't know, this whole song where he's like, "Oh, this is Sandy Claus?
Yes.
Are you really?" It just, I don't know. He's just such a funny character, and like I guess all in all, he doesn't have that much screen time, but what he does have,
Oh, he owns it when he's
yeah, he
there.
owns it.
He owns that stage.
And I think I also kind of like him as a villain because even though he is kind of, like anti the main character, he's not really, the movie's not about him.
Hmm.
So you can appreciate him kind of just being in Jack's way. Really, the real enemy is Jack himself because he kind of like
Yeah.
keeps hurting himself with everything he's doing.
Hmm. Oh man, now I'm just remembering like what was it, like the 15th anniversary when they had all the different bands come out and cover the
Oh
songs.
yeah, I own that
Yeah,
physically. Yeah.
I
With
like
Panic at the
that.
Disco, Marilyn Manson,
Hmm.
bunch of
Sparkle
people.
Horse,
Hmm.
which I only remember that because I didn't very enjoy it. Yeah, are they the one that does Sally's song?
No, Fiona Apple does Sally's song.
I don't know. It's been a while since I listened to it. I can't remember. There's one of the songs where I don't know. I remember when I first listened to it, I wasn't enjoying the cover of it, but, but yeah. Um,
Yeah, I could also be
yeah.
biased in that Nightmare Before Christmas was my favorite movie for a very long time as a teenager. So,
I remember when I first watched it because like my parents were very very controlling's not the word I want to use. They do control it, but it's wow, my brain can't think of it, but it's like
strict.
strict. Yes, that's the word. Thank you. That they were very strict about what we watched growing up, and then I got to the point where I was old enough and like they weren't really paying attention to everything I was bringing back, and I wanted to rent Nightmare Before Christmas from the library, and my mom's like, I don't know, and I'm just like, might give you nightmares, and it turns out like we all loved it.
It does seem scarier than it actually is. Like
Yeah.
the aesthetics of it.
Yeah, I think like my youngest brother, he didn't watch it because he was still like single digits at that point. And so some of those things might have been a little bit scary for him. Like, I don't know. I think he was like around 6-ish.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's like a 10-year difference with me and my youngest brother. Anyway, um but yeah, it's but yeah, I agree with that song thing because like just like yesterday when I was like, I can't sing because people have to like donate for me to sing. I'm like, this is not a song episode. Don't sing the Oogie Boogie Man song. I also like I like Oogie Boogie's Henchman a lot as well.
Oh yeah, for
Lock, Shock, and
Halloween I
Barrel.
have stuff to be. I always forget which one's which. But Starter and I will be two of them for Halloween. We have the stuff for that.
Barrel's the skull one.
Okay, so I'm Beryl.
Yeah. Lock is the one that's dressed like the devil, and Shock is the girl.
Okay, so and then he's Locke. We don't have a
Yeah.
we don't have a shock in our group.
You can make the buns. The buns will be Shock. Yeah, isn't that the one where you scared the kid?
No, that one I just did general skeleton makeup as a test makeup thing when we played Betrayal.
Ah, yeesh. I remember you coming into that and you're like, I scared a kid. And you're really happy.
I think I scared a few. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, but yes, Oogie Boogie, definitely a good one. I also like, yeah. I also like when he's like interrogating Santa Claus and he's just like, what you did mention. He's just
Hmm.
like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, everyone's like scared of you. What are you?
And
He's like, "Oh, you have to let me go or you'll be in big trouble." He's like, "With what? With
yep,
who?"
because like the definition, the level of what fear is just different.
Yeah. And also we can't forget that everyone calls him Sandy Claus.
Yeah, Sandy Claus, and it's for anyone who doesn't has never seen how they spell it out, it's like instead of clause like Clause, it's Claws.
Yeah, they thought they were like capturing a lobster or something.
Yeah. I also like the Lock, Shock, and Barrel song when they're singing about bringing him to
But yeah.
what to do with him.
Yeah, like that'll blow him to smithereens.
Yeah. Lock him up for 80 years, see what makes him crack. uh, yeah, definitely. And yeah, because in the movie, though, it's like his whole place. It's like his whole place is set up like a casino.
Yeah,
It's like
he
I don't know.
he
It
has
feels
like
like
the whole roulette wheel and everything.
which like in any video game like that he's in, like you fight him on a roulette wheel and everything. Um, but it's like, man, there's like lore of that world that it would. And to my memory, because it's been a while since I've seen the movie, I don't think they ever address. But it's just like, why is he the casino? Like, do people go out there? Because it's like it seems like Oogie Boogie is like the known like bully of the town, and everyone's like, yeah, don't interact with him.
Yeah, and then like Lock and Shock and Barrel are like, yeah, we just do what he says so he doesn't beat us up.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I don't know if he's like that not liked in Halloween Town. Like, why do they even like allow him to like? Which I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't even think he comes into town. But it's just like, I don't know. Part of me wants more lore, but the other part I don't.
Yeah, just leave it. It's good. Leave it be.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a part of me that like I would like to see Jack Skellington go into other holiday doors.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like people had asked Tim Burton in interviews about that, and I can't
hmm
remember exactly if it was something he had planned or it was like I didn't want to let Disney take over, that kind of thing.
hmm
Because that was still pretty early in his career, all things considered. Because but he had that and Edward Scissorhands and maybe one other movie, Beetlejuice out.
Yeah,
So
but now, oh,
yeah,
sorry, go
now
ahead.
Tim Burton now gets to do whatever he wants and no one asks questions.
Yeah, which I don't know.
Sometimes you need people to
Sometimes,
edit.
sometimes people should ask questions, but I also like what is it, Frankenweenie and the Corpse Bride and Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, the internet has taken a quote from Burton and said like a story is not always told from beginning to end. Sometimes they come out in different segments, and they use those three movies, and it's just like that's Jack Skellington as a boy, as a young adult, and after death. Because
Uh,
like
okay.
and like with very particular screenshots, the way it's taken out. I don't know. I never seen Frankenweenie or The Corpse's Bride, but it's like from these three screenshots, I could see how you could make that argument. It's like, yeah, I guess they kind of do look very familiar, but
Yeah, and like I think people said the dog is
Spot.
Spot, yeah.
hmm Yeah. Oh, should we add an episode where we rank our the characters in Nightmare Before Christmas?
We could, yeah.
Uh, For anyone that doesn't know, welcome to how we come up with random topics. We like something that we talked about for a bit, and now we're like, oh man, that should be a Halloween episode. I'm gonna write Halloween next to it.
Okay. But yeah, so whenever you're done filling that out, I think we covered a lot of the things I like about Oogie Boogie, so we can go into your
Mhm.
favorite.
Ranking. Hold on. Tier list Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween question mark maybe another question mark. I don't know. I think we have enough like topics here that like well I'll be surprised if that even gets up close to the
Well, we would just have to force it to happen on Halloween, right?
yeah, like which we would do. We've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, spoilers, we have forced episodes, but it's
I mean, we had the whole Halloween Monster Month.
yeah. Um yeah. Okay. So once again, my number one, sticking with villains filled with humor. Um and this one, like it was immediate right away. I'm like, I think this is one of my favorite villains is Hades from Hercules.
Yeah, he's also in my like him and Yzma. I was like, I really like them, but I don't know if I like them enough to be my number ones. They're just funny.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like I like the Hercules movie a lot. I love them. I enjoy the music a lot. I also remember my mom, like, um, I don't know. Always when I say like her being very religious, it makes me sound like I am not religious, but I am. So I understand I understand what my mom is saying, but it was just like sometimes that might not like connect with everything, but she was very very like secure and she's like some of that stuff is like not some or I don't know what did she say? It's just she had a problem with the seers that traded the eye and
Oh,
would like
okay.
hold the golden string out and all that. And yeah, that was another movie more of like context of not going like I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a fun movie. But it's like I remember like after we watched that, like my mom like sat all me and my brothers down and was just like had had a talk about Greek mythology. And it's like now the more I know about Greek mythology, it's like yeah, mom, you didn't really crack the surface. Neither did Disney about how strange Greek mythology is.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah.
I'm
If
an
it,
ant. You find me hot?
yeah, I was gonna say if it breathes, Zeus probably. Well, it doesn't even have to breathe for Zeus to have had a baby with it.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the oracles and stuff, I think they found that some of the locations that the oracles stayed on happened to be on top of vents, so they were like on fumes constantly. They were like, "Oh, you'll win
Yeah.
in battle," and they're like, "Oh, turns out they might have been out of their minds."
Yeah. They actually cover that in 300. Like
Loosely.
it's loosely. Yes, I
Yeah.
will fully admit it's loose, but it's just like that was also something where it's like I don't know. It was the way it was written because I think I read the comic after I watched the movie and it's just like Leonidas. I don't know how I can't remember because it's been a while since I watched 300. But I believe in the comic Leonidas is like, yeah, I kind of have to go up to these places because like it's what tradition, but these people are nuts. Like I think that's like the loose paraphrase of it. But anyway, Hades, um, in a sense, once again, Hades for a while does think he wins because once man, I realized you there, Yzma and Hades, both of the incompetence of their sidekick or their henchmen to them just not being told the everything like just loses. Like that's the whole reason because when they send him down, he's just like have baby drink poison so poison kill baby Hercules.
Hmm.
And then they still mess it up. It just gets rid of their godhood, and he's baby's still super strong.
Yeah. I yeah, oddly enough, as much as I do like Hades, is it weird I almost like his henchmen more?
No, no, I don't think so. Like his
I
henchmen
am
are
a
funny.
worm.
We are worms. We grovel beneath or grovel beneath. Like okay, fine. And then there's like also the other thing like where Hercules is starting to become more of a hero, and they're just like he's like I can't stand this. And he's like, what are you guys wearing? Or it's like, what are you drinking? And they're like drinking Hercules juicy cups. And they're
And they
just
hide
like,
it, yeah.
yeah, and they're like nothing. And he's like, what are you wearing? He's like, looks down. It's like Hercules, like
Sneakers.
yeah, and they're just like they're really comfy. And he's just like, what? And I don't know. It's I've I know people online said Hades in the Hercules Disney movie is the sassy gay friend.
I can see it.
Um and yeah, I don't know, he just cracks me up so much. Like um I don't know. He's also like one of my favorite interactions and like not to keep bringing up Kingdom Hearts, but he like I like all the interactions with Hades in Kingdom Hearts as well and it's um but yeah, I don't know. I that's the whole movie where it's just like I don't know. Like the whole time it's like I think he's also a little bit different where it's just like a lot of villains it's like I have the one plan and I'm going to ride this till I die. While Hades is like, I I can't remember. He's like, I think in like actual Greek lore, he's not allowed on the mortal plane or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
I don't remember off the top of my head
But
either.
it's still like he has one goal, which is stop Hercules. And like there's a big section, he's like, just send a whole bunch of monsters to kill him, and it doesn't really work. And And yeah, and then like there's just the part where like, and I'm pretty sure there's other villains that do this. I just don't know of it. But like, I don't know. I think he's also a little bit creative where it's just not just brute strength or just constantly trying to trick. It's like a combination of both where he's like he sees Hercules like where his weakness is, which is Meg,
Hmm.
and he's like, okay. And like goes and just like, I'm going to specifically attack this. And it's just like, and it works. And then just due to a very convenient plot device where Pillar falls on Meg, he gets his powers back. Um, and then and all this stuff. But it's just like, but I also like, I don't know. I also kind of like the fact that um he is like he lost, I think, Mount Olympus because like all the Titans are brought back, and he's like he's constant. I don't know. He's also like constantly tired of anybody he has to work with because like his minions are like just buying Hercules merch and like just being all fun, and then they like the Titans come out and like the Disney's equivalent of a cool anime like
All the
Ginyu
boss
Force.
fight, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just like, guys, Mount Olympus is the other way, and they're all like, oh, and just turns around. He's just like, oh my gosh, and yeah, and then I don't know. It's one of those things where I guess a lot of other villains like they will make their stand. Hercules is like, not Hercules, sorry, Hades like sees that the Titans are gonna lose, and he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. Just leaves. Like, I don't know. He knows when to leave and all that. And he's just like, yep. Bye. And then goes down, and then the whole stuff with Hercules and the vat of souls, and he's like, yep, I want that, take care of that. And he begins to walk away, and then it's like Hercules comes out and he's just like, oh, and then just immediately begins groveling, just like it's like, hey man, what, no big deal, right? You know what I mean? And then get punched in the face. But it's just like, I don't know. I guess I enjoy Hades, the portrayal of Hades as that, because I don't know, he's very, very funny, like everything, and just I don't know, he doesn't hide his emotions, which I feel like a lot of at least Disney villains around that time had like two two
Yeah.
emotions, while Hades was like, you're gonna get them all. And like, I don't know, like at his core, he's just a big coward, which according to like, I don't know, Greek lore, I think Greek lore, some of that would show why. So actually, this is a totally different thing. If people want to read a comic by that is all based off of Greek mythology, that's really good. And it's a lot of romance in there. Now I'm thinking about it. Is Lore Olympus?
I think I've seen a lot of ads for this.
It's pretty good. I really like it. It's it's pretty much the story of Hades and Persephone, but there's a lot of like they're all like within like the modern, that like Olympus is, and the underworld and everything is like our city is like, Olympus is like a college town, and like
Okay.
all the gods are going there to learn how to be gods. Hades, or not Hades, but that's the character, but the underworld is like your city, and so like everything is dark and gloomy, and it's always raining there and stuff. And um I don't know, I really like the person who, I like her art style, and I like how she's taking this mythology and like this story, because like if you know all the Greek myths, which I know a handful, like a lot of the characters, like why they do what they're doing makes like, in the story, you're like, oh man, this is gonna happen, it's gonna be great. And I don't know, I definitely think it's worth reading. Like, not to keep going off the meme of DPayne doesn't do anything romance related. It's literally a romance story that I'm like, I don't know, I enjoy it. And when they do hit tough subjects, they do warn. Like there's plenty of warnings. Like so, yeah, definitely Lore Olympus. Check it out. Good stuff. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Hades. I don't know if you have anything to say. I know
No,
that
I think
Hades
you
doesn't have
covered
any
a lot of
music.
it.
Do you want to cover what your somewhat runner-ups were?
I did this whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was more.
I
No,
made the comments as they popped up.
yes, I didn't know if there was more. That's
No.
okay. Well, that was convenient. So now it's time for the bands.
Yeah, can I check on something really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and fill in the void with
I am filling in the void right now. So guys, this is the part of the podcast that doesn't really happen a whole lot, but I have to fill in the void. You know what? I could talk about the one I had to erase that was a Pixar. I wrote down the guy from Monsters Inc. as my runner up because I really liked I forgot his name. It's like here, I can look it up real quick. But I like the let's say Monsters Inc.
Okay, I am back.
Okay, I was just sharing the character that I erased.
Oh,
And
who was it?
Hold on. It was from Monsters Incorporated, but the IMDb didn't take me to Monsters Incorporated. There it is. It is Water Noose.
Water News is a fun one too. I was gonna say, did Disney own Pixar yet by that point? I want to say no.
I don't know. No, they didn't. But when Pixar was, I don't know. They were pretty much hand in hand for like that. Pretty much Pixar was good until like one of the guys who got all the good stories for Pixar moved back over to Disney, and that's why there's like a shift from Pixar stuff like in their quality because I was listening to it on a podcast where someone pays a lot more attention to this like a couple of years ago. Like the guy who was able to get all the good stories for Pixar went back to Disney, and that's why Disney's animation stuff started actually getting a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why Water Noose was my runner-up was like just like a good imposter in Among Us. You don't know who it is until the end. Water Noose is that because there's no indication until the last third of the movie that Water Noose is a bad guy.
Yeah, everyone's just focused on Randall.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, this is a lot more. And I also like him because it's just like the even though the way he goes through this is a bad, he is still like like he is trying to do the best for the monster realm.
What he believes is correct.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just like it I don't know, because I think like a lot of villains, they are like, and once again, like the general villain, not that it's a standard. A lot of them is like revenge, or I don't like this, or it's just like it's a one note thing. While I feel like there's a lot more depth to this character, where he's like, we're having an energy crisis, and to this, which, to be fair, to all the knowledge that Water News has up to this point, is that Screams is the only way to power Monster World.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, we're running low on power because kids just aren't big cowards anymore. And so if we just take one or two, we should be good. And it's like, and yeah, sorry if we spoil Monsters Incorporated, but oh well. I have loose demographics of the age grouping that listens to this. So if you didn't watch it, that's on you. But yeah, I think Water Noose is a good villain, and especially like how he kind of comes out of nowhere and then very quickly has it all come crashing down. But yeah, that's all I was gonna say.
Isn't Sully also John Goodman?
Sully. Yep.
Yeah, I
John
just hit.
Goodman's yeah.
Yeah, it just hit me. I was like, wait, we were talking about Emperor's New Groove, and
Isn't John Goodman? I think he's also the pig from Toy Story.
that I don't know.
I don't know. The guy, I know he's in a lot of them. Hold on, let me. You know, this would just be easier to look up Toy Story. Oh, it's right there. Toy Story. Ham. Oh no, John Ratzenberg. That guy. He's also does a lot of
Yeah, he does a lot of
Pixar stuff.
voices.
I know John Goodman did a lot, but like John Ratzenberger he's like looking at what he's known for. He's in Toy Story, The Incredibles, Wally. Like, he's in a lot of them. But yeah. So what's your number runner up
Number runner up.
for the bads?
All right, I did not care for the evil queen in Snow White.
Okay, I had to like my brain went through like 3 evil queens. I'm like,
Yeah,
which
they're
one?
all
Oh
evil
yeah.
queens.
I like the gif where she's like holding the poison apple and it's like
That's
closing the trap
not the
door.
evil queen. Oh well, yeah, when she's in her witch form, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking about her generally, where she's just like she. I think I said it a little bit earlier, where I said I don't really care for the villains that feel like they're evil for evil's sake, and I know her
Mm-hmm.
purpose is so that she can rule the land and be the prettiest of them all, but it's still like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It falls flat for me,
Yeah.
and she doesn't really do much evil other than the whole poisoning bit.
Yeah. It's I don't really like I she she's a thing. Like it's just like yeah.
You also sound like you are kind of neutral on her.
Well no, like yeah, I guess like I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of Snow White, but it's just like it's I can understand what you're saying. At the same time, I'm like the it just seems like writing has evolved from when that came out to now. What? Because didn't that come out like the movie?
Oh yeah, it's like in the 20s.
Nine,
But I mean,
yeah,
there's plenty of classic literature where there were bad guys that are not boring.
yeah, but they're not for children, and children are stupid. But yeah, it's just very much Evil Queen literally feel. Is Snow White related to Evil Queen?
I think I forget if I think stepdaughter?
Man,
Like I think she or is that
Cinderella, because that's
well, yeah, that is a stepmother as well.
that mother.
Yeah, like even the stepmother is more interesting to me as a villain than the evil
Yeah,
queen.
yeah. The Evil Queen's like, oh my goodness, this youth is prettier than me. Let's murder her super hard in the woods.
Or you know what? No, I'm mixing it up. It's not Sleeping Beauty. It's Snow White, right?
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty is Maleficent, who I was
Yes,
mixing up because I
Maleficent.
do like Maleficent, but I only like Maleficent because she's a cool dragon. Not.
Yep. Hmm. And depending on depending on what movie you watch, he's also Angelina Jolie.
I mean, she can also still be dragon.
Is she? I never watched this movie, so I don't know if she actually turns into a dragon.
I feel like Disney would not write out that she can turn into a dragon. I feel like that's too important to Maleficent's shtick.
Person, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like the background of when Angelina Jolie was filming. I don't know if it's true. It was just somewhat like a random picture I saw, like I think on Twitter or Instagram, where it's just like due to her makeup and her like facial things to be Maleficent, all the babies that they brought in would like just start bawling their eyes out while it's like no baby needs to laugh at Maleficent and just like be happy baby, and the only person that could do that is apparently like her own adopted child. I'm just like,
Oh, I thought it was one of her.
was it her own child? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think her and was it
Pitt.
Brad Pitt had a couple kids together and then also adopted.
And I don't know. I don't, because in my head it's just like I don't know when that whole marriage happened, and
The timeline.
time I don't know the time. I didn't even know she actually had kids. I know that she adopted a whole bunch. So like hey guys, spoiler, DPayne doesn't pay attention to
Celebrities. Yeah,
celebrities.
I
I'm like,
think the children
cool.
she adopted were all from foreign countries.
Yeah.
So I think the kid in the movie is her kid.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, I remember reading that somewhere on the online. I thought that was funny, but that's not who we're talking about. We're talking about
The evil queen.
Petty Queen.
Yeah, like I don't know. I forget. Is this the first animated Disney movie or
Yes.
fully animated feature film? I forget. I know it's like it has like stuff to it, and I don't dislike the overall story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to like that. It's just like that character seems
like she's just
added on.
yeah, she's there for because they needed something.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm looking through their Twitter, not Twitter, their wiki.
I was gonna say that's a lot to look through on Disney's Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Um, Especially since they have a new movie coming out, Raya or
From
Raya.
the makers of Frozen.
And I'm like, oh, it. These characters look a lot like Moana.
I was thinking Mulan.
Yeah, I don't know. The at least the shapes. I don't want Disney character. I want the actual thing, guys. There we go. Wikipedia franchise. When did this come out? 1937.
That was
That is
Snow White.
long. Yeah, the film. And then there's other short films. Okay, there's a comic strip and the Kingdom Hearts series. um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it. Like I agree with you where it's just like it's I don't know, it just feels like someone struggling with the the passage of time and doesn't like the fact that someone is more attractive than her.
Yeah,
And
who's
so
the
it's like,
fairest of them all?
yeah. I'm guess I don't know, that's what I'm guessing what fairest means.
I think that's what in that time period. Yeah, I think that's what it meant.
Let's be real, the fairest of them all is Judge Judy. um yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really have a lot to say.
And that's fine. Like
Like I
it's just a
remember like
flat character for me.
I don't know, I guess our arguments also would agree because it's just like I don't know. When I think of like Snow White, I think more of hi ho, it's off to work we go.
Yeah, there's
And
technically a bad guy there. It's not just the dwarves and Snow White living it up.
yeah, and like it's just every once in a while it cuts back to it, and like I don't know. I do like, man. I'm thinking about it again. Once again, Big Bad gets tricked by henchmen. It's like, oh yeah, here's Snow White's heart, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. No, turns out that's a pig heart, and and all that jazz. So, yep,
Yeah, who's your runner up?
my runner up. I also looked at the time whether I'm at. I was like, yeah, we want to probably keep on moving. Um, so Hades, I talked about. Big Old Coward is my number one. Well, my runner up is another big old coward that um just doesn't amount to anything, and that's Prince John from the Robin Hood.
I like his purpose. Like he plays his purpose.
Yeah, but but like when I look at like the villains that I wrote, like he he like the villains that I like that we were just talking about in number one is like they actually made an attempt and won and everything and like did did win at some point. Prince John, he feels like that person that inherited too much and just doesn't know what to do and is just constantly like, oh no, Robin Hood, back away, and just is like big old coward boy. Like he's hilarious. I think it,
hmm
but it's just like as a villain, I don't think he's a great villain. Like, yeah, I think he's,
A good
I think,
character, bad villain.
yeah, it's bad villain. I think the Sheriff of Nottingham is much more a better villain for 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 Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like even though Hades, like as I said, was a big coward, he at least like
He kept trying.
he kept trying, made attempts, and like it's not like he could like he could blame like the incompetence of his like right hands. Prince John, sorry, is the bunny making noises?
He's eating food. Do you want me to
I
tell
can
him to
hear. Oh,
stop?
no. I
Okay.
was like, I think I hear bun. No, it doesn't bother me. It just was cracking me up because I'm just like hearing. um, but yeah, Prince John, like he has like a quite like competent army and competent henchmen and just like has everything going for him where he's taxing everybody and then just like one is a fool because like he goes and I remember in the beginning Little John who is I forget who plays his voice. It's the guy who also does Baloo. Um where he's just like, yep, and then kisses his hand as dressed as a gypsy and just sucks all the
The
jewels
jewels
off
off
his
of the
rings.
rings.
And he's just like, ew, 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 and just like doesn't do anything. He's just like he looks at it, no, he doesn't even look, he's like, ugh.
Yeah, he's like, my hand's wet. I don't like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, then just there's that. And then the snake that appears in a few different Disney shows and movies at that time, like it's I don't know, it's just definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, could be like I don't know. It's just like, man, if he was slightly more competent, man, that would be a rough go for Robin Hood and his merry band of peeps.
Of thieves.
Yeah. And like I think there's a part where like Maid Marian, like I don't know, at least in there, it's just, the way it's portrayed, it seems like she lives in the same castle as Prince John. And if I'm remembering correctly, and Robin Hood literally walks in and is just like, "Sup, let's hang out for a bit." And it's just like, what is going on there? And so I don't know. That's why he's my runner up. Like I don't know. He does he like I do remember him cracking me up and everything, but as a villain, no,
Doesn't really
he
do anything.
he does, yeah, he's just a placeholder.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's
What's
fair.
your yep. That's all I gotta say. I don't know if you have anything to add to Prince John.
No, because like I remember watching this, but I think I watched it one or two times. It wasn't something I watched enough to be able to remember too much from it.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so for my number one least favorite,
I
I
hope
went
it's the same.
with, huh?
I hope ours are the same. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, I went with Cruella Deville.
Yeah, me too.
I did it more than anything because in my good conscience, I cannot not say she's my least favorite because animals.
Yeah, like
Her whole existence is to hurt things. And not
like
for any reason other than it looks good.
mm-hmm. And you know, this sounds like native advertising for that new movie that's coming out, but it's just like I'm just trying to think of what like her whole thing was. Like she sucks so bad that some random character that I don't even remember why he is like connected to her writes a song about how evil she is, and it's like played over the radio.
Yeah, she's getting out of her car listening to a hate song.
And, like I don't even like I don't know, it's been a while since I watched 101 Dalmatians, but like that was I remember Little Lord of DPayne. 101 Dalmatians is like a movie that I watched religiously when I was younger.
A very good movie. I love that movie.
And but like I still don't know why Cruella DeVille just shows up at man's house. I don't remember his name, even if they say it, but Pongo's owner's house. Like
Mm-hmm.
she just shows up.
She shows up, give me the dogs, and they're like, what?
Well,
Oh.
no, is it at that point she wants the dogs? I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember. Did one of them work for her?
Because I thought that yeah, I don't know, because I remember pretty clearly that like Pongo's owner, like she comes into Pongo's owner's house in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, but I think I forget the other dog's name, the mom's dog, Mama Doggy. I forget her name. But anyway, uh, Lady Dog and her owner, I think she does work for them for Corella because doesn't she do? I think she does design work.
Yeah, she's like a fashion designer, and I want to say one of them might have been like an assistant. So like, it's one of those like, oh, she's visiting the house because she needs something again. I could be misremembering though.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Let's see. Anita. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Nanny. Purdy becomes pregnant, which is Anita's spoiled. First, says soulmate Cruella DeVille stops by the. Roger writes the jazzy song to make fun of her. Puppies are born. Um, Interesting. Apparently, one of the puppies is a stillborn, and Roger saves the puppy's life. I don't remember
I
that.
think I vaguely remember that, where he has to give it CPR.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I watched 101 Dalmatians. Oh yeah, okay. It was after they bring puppy back to life. Cruella just barges into the house and demands to buy the puppies. And then yeah, interesting. So yeah, it doesn't.
So she just heard about the puppies and came in.
Yeah, that's the voice cast. Hold on, let's. Is there a different Wikipedia page? Because like, oh, I don't want to see fight scenes. I just want to know how these dumb people are connected.
Full plot, please, in complete detail.
Um, yeah, okay. So Roger, who is Pongo's owner, wants to be a songwriter, and then that's when Pongo decides that, yeah, because Pongo looks out the window and sees, um, Purdy, who I think is the
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 ladies.
the the lady's dog, and the
Hmm.
lady's dog is named Anita, and he's just like, that dog's hot. I'm going to totally destroy time for this guy and force him to take me on a walk and force these people to meet.
And then
And
the humans fall in love, and then the
yes,
doggos fall in love.
yeah. Well, the doggos I think fell in love pretty quick,
Hmm.
and then the humans were like, well, we can't split up our pups. That's how pets work. But it looks like Anita. Um, it says fur obsessed former soulmate. I don't know what that means. I guess they were friends or business partners. Oh, let's see. If I type on click Cruella DeVille, does it say how they're connected? Um, in her family appears wealthy. She's in fact heavily in debt. That's not what I want to know. I just want to know how she is connected to. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't find anything quickly.
The first film establishes that she was a schoolmate to Corella Deville, and the two apparently shared a friendship at one point.
And then it's just like, you nuts. Yeah, she's wealthy, rude, and spoiled. Makes fun of Anita and her husband. Makes a living from songwriting. Girl desires a fur coat from the Dalmatian. Dude, this is a sucky friend.
Air quotes friend.
Yeah,
They
biggest air quotes.
went to school together, and they were kind of friends sometime. But what I'm getting from the quick Google.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, she's a turd. I also agree with a lot of the Twitter posts I've been seeing where they're just like, why are we choosing the person that goes after animals to give a big old backstory to? Like,
Hmm.
oh no, a dog looked at her weird. I want their skin.
Yeah, Yeah, like I do like the movie. I like the music and I like it all in there, but as a human being, there's nothing in me that says that Cruella de Vil should be forgivable for any reason.
Yeah,
And yeah,
it's
she
like
gets a lot more backstory than other villains.
yeah, like the Disney back villains that get backstory are ones that they took from other properties, such as like Greek mythology
Hmm.
and and other stuff. But it's like, oh man, it was just one of those things where I was just thinking it through, and I'm like, yeah, Gaston, he's got issues, but it's like,
He's not
but
an
it,
evil soul.
yeah, he also gets his comeuppance. Like, I think he dies. What's the dude from Tarzan? Like,
Oh yeah, he
he,
doesn't make it off that island.
oh yeah, he big dead. But it's like, I mean, yeah, it's like he definitely goes after the animals, but it's just like, I don't know. In my head, it might be bad thinking of me thinking of this, but it's just like I think it's a little bit different stealing puppies rather than trying to steal gorillas, because man, those gorillas will mess your day up.
Puppies are very innocent babies.
Yeah, like yeah, they could be mean, but it's still like not when they're that little, getting yelled at for saying gizzards. And so it's just like, man, like when this movie came out, was it like common for fur coats to be made out of dog?
I don't think it's ever been common to be made out of dog, but fur coats were probably very much in.
Yeah, I know fur coats were a thing, like until recently. Like, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, isn't there like way better furs? Because like Dalmatians, to my knowledge, don't have a lot of fur.
Well, but I think that they did the whole Dalmatian thing because her whole look is black and white, like her hair even is. But I don't know. Like I guess there's technically better fur, but I mean I don't believe any fur is quote unquote good fur to wear, because what is it?
Hmm.
Minks tend to be used for coats, but it takes like
Yeah.
a ridiculous amount of them to make one
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because they're so small.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I have no desire to wear a fur coat either. Mainly because, well, not mainly, but a reason is I can't even afford one if I wanted to, and it's just like that's really poofy. That would not be comfortable to me. But I don't know. I guess if you're gonna make a fur coat, if you're just like how you shear sheep hair, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if you can even make. No, no, because that's more stuffing. I don't know, but yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things. I'm just sitting there, I was like, really, you're gonna go after puppies? Like, how many stairs were you dropped down to have to be that that garbage of a person?
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't own any pets, mainly because they cost too much for my rent. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
They
feel
should
like
have made.
I have rabbits who are very much often sometimes in movies and video games. I just have to accept that that they always get hurt. It sucks, but
Yeah.
I know like what was it? I forget the name of the streamer off the top of my head, but she went viral
Oh,
for the clip from The
yes.
Last of Us. Yeah,
Oh,
so
was it Last of Us? I thought it was Red Dead Redemption 2.
I think it's the opening scene of one of the first Last of Us. Or yeah.
I don't remember. But yeah, the bunny.
Yeah, so everyone showed it to me. They're like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Can I stop watching a bunny get shot, please?" Like,
This is it was Neonix, I think is her name.
Negoroids.
Nigga, right?
I know
Hold on.
she did voices for one of the newer cooking simulator games that I like playing, but cooks are delicious.
Yeah, I. Oh, that's not it. I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Twitch partner.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think it was like a month or two ago. She's like, Yeah, I know I was emotional about this. Can we move on? Like, y'all never been emotional about a video game? Because, like, man, it's not just people sharing that. I think, like, like, I know Twitch shared it.
Oh yeah, because it brought a lot of traffic to them.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I can understand. Like, I think for a while she was a pretty, like, good sport about it. She's like, yeah, I understand, but I can also understand, like, I've done so much more, and this is going to be the one thing you're going to keep talking about after a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone. It's like
Yep.
people tease bands, but like, hey, you guys are a one-hit wonder. It's like, yeah, I get it. I have more music though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and, like they have whole careers, and everyone's just like, remember that one time, that one song on that album 5 years ago? It's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get that a little bit too, just where people are like, "Oh, Pizza King," and I'm like, "There's a lot more to the channel than just Pizza King."
Mm-hmm.
But but I'm like, yeah, if you like it, you like it. I don't know. I also, I don't know, sometimes wired differently. um, but yeah, Cruella Big Poop.
Yeah, terrible person. I don't care if like her villain story is A, B, or C. She just poop people.
Oh, I don't know. Even like just reading, I'm like, how is that a fun story to like tell? Like, it's obviously not going to be told that way. But I was like, really? That's the story you're going to tell? You have a lot better villains to tell the backstory on. I don't know, like with all the like, I don't know. I know a lot of people have issues with Gaston now, but it's just like I think giving a story of how Gaston became such a popular character and like or just a popular person in that town, because it's like boasting and all that can only take you so far.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I feel like that would be an interesting backstory, but I don't know. I can also understand why people wouldn't want that. Let's just have more Hades.
All Hades,
All
all
Hades.
Yzma, all Oogie Boogie,
Yeah.
all
Let's
um Ursula.
yeah. Oh yeah, let's have an Ursula backstory. um Before we close, I did have one runner up.
Okay.
Um and it's really funny because it's very similar to my runner up of the other one. And it's Shere Khan from the Jungle Book.
I like Shere Khan.
Now, the thing is, I didn't watch the new Jungle Book, so I don't know if they did Shere Khan any differently in the new version. But from what memory holds from Shere Khan is that they are Shere Khan's there, and then all of a sudden it's nothing's going on, and then they get past King Louis. I think it's King Louis, and then it's
The orangutan.
yeah, I'm the king of the jungle. Yeah. I don't know, we're out of time. Don't sing DPayne. Uh, so yeah, it's that going on, and then it's just like out of nowhere, it's like, oh yeah, hey, Shere Khan's here, and they're like, who? What? No, and it's like everyone's afraid of Shere Khan, and it's just like story wise, it's just like like at least with Water Noose, he was in the story. Shere Khan, to my knowledge, unless he's just mentioned briefly in the beginning, because it's been a while since I watched the original one. Um, like Shere Khan was just like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna drop Shere Khan in."
I feel like it's also been a while since I've watched it, so I could be wrong. I thought that he was hunting Mowgli in the very beginning. Like he's always kind of been in the background, like tigers do in the jungle, where he's like here and there, but he's never like in your face.
If he is, I just don't remember that, and
Yeah,
but
like
it's
he
like,
did. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of like early screen time because Mowgli has a lot of things to fight. Like he deals with a snake, he deals with
mhm.
King Louis, like you said, he deals with all of nature.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess if there's that scene, and it's like once again, like I could be wrong, and I have no problem admitting it. It's like part of me just I guess if there was that scene, I thought it was Najla or the Panther, because I'm
mm,
trying to remember who finds Mowgli first to raise him.
wolves,
I yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is wolves, and then he makes friends with Baloo.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, it's just like based off of memory right now, which I don't know, I don't remember if this was part of the episode or before we started, with DPayne having really bad memory of. No, this was before we started recording, where it was like I don't remember sometimes what we talked about the week before, and not even just Hops options. I don't remember mine, but excuse me. But it's just, yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, okay, he just kind of, to my memory, he just like came out of nowhere and was like, "Hi, don't tie fire to my butt, please."
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think Shere Khan shows up to the wolf den, and that's why Mowgli leaves to protect the wolves that raised him.
Yeah, like I just don't remember. But it's just, yeah, if he does, it's like,
Yeah, it says one night the wolf pack parents meet at Council Rock, having learned that Shere Khan, a man-eating Bengal tiger, has returned to the pack's part of the jungle. Pack leader decides that Mowgli must leave the jungle for his own safety, and that Bagheera volunteers to bring him to the man village. So Shere Khan's not on screen, but he's introduced as the
it's a
threat.
mention.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you're mentioning that, it is there. Okay. I don't know. I guess it's the other thing is just like they mention it, and then it's like, I don't think, to my knowledge, he's mentioned ever throughout the movie again.
Shere Khan shows up a little bit after the encounter with Ka the snake to scare vultures away. And then Baloo has to rescue Mowgli. And then there's the lightning storm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I'll take him off the runner-up list.
I mean, like, you can still, because, like, he doesn't have any kind of screen time to present as
like
a threat.
the whole thing was like he just kind of shows up at the end, and you are bringing evidence that no, he was like, the threat
Mentioned.
was there. He was mentioned, and it's just like baby DPayne being an idiot just didn't pick that up.
I mean, like, it's a little blurb in the beginning, so it's easy to miss.
Yeah, so
I mean, I forgot the whole ending to The Little Mermaid.
And that was your number one.
Runner up?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of evidence that DPayne can't remember options.
Number one was Oogie Boogie.
Yes.
But yeah, it's no, but I will take that off being runner up bad, because I don't know. I think there's other people that would fit that, because the evidence I was bringing wasn't, like, obviously didn't hold. There's
fine.
There's evidence that disproves my fake evidence.
I mean, you could just not like him also. That's still fair.
Oh, no, I still think he's a pretty cool character.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know, because he's just like, sup. And everyone's like, crap. I don't know. I like characters that are like that, where it's just like, but it's like, I don't know. I didn't like, to what I remembered, him like just being like, hi, I'm here now.
I gotcha. Yeah, I guess that does round out our full list, huh?
Yeah. Should we do a quick refresher, as we forget to do from time to time?
Yes. All right. So my favorites. My second favorite was Ursula. My number one favorite was Oogie Boogie. And my kind of like runner-ups that I also like, but I didn't really consider my ultimate favorites, are in DPayne's favorites. And then my least favorites were the Evil Queen and Cruella de Vil.
Mm-hmm. And my goods were Yzma and Hades. And my bad was Prince John and Cruella. So, I don't know. As soon as we got there, I'm like, you know what? From what I know of Hop, I'm going to guess we have the same worst person.
It's a fair guess. But yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening all the way through for the episode. We always appreciate it. If you would like to, help the podcast grow at all, things that help us are leaving ratings or reviews on whatever your preferred website is. I know Spotify doesn't have anything, but iTunes does. We're trying to keep up and make sure we check things on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
If you do happen to leave like a written review on somewhere like that, we'll be sure to give you a shout out and read it. We'll also give shout outs if you interact with us on twitter.com/pointlessdisco in any way. And then, yeah, next week is when we'll be doing our Curse Soda thing. So we'll build up a tier list and share that with you guys live.
Yep. We'll definitely be doing that yet. Yeah, 2. Did we say 2?
Yeah. We'll try and be live 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Probably kick off actual podcast things around 2:30.
Please be patient. Like, we say that we're going to start a certain. We said we were going to meet at 2 today. We didn't meet until like 2:40.
Adulting got in the way.
Laundry.
And bill paying.
Gross. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, and once again, just keep an eye out on those socials if you follow us there, because we'll make sure that they're posted. And yeah, that's it. Bye.